Japan has one of the lowest rates of chronic sleep disorders in the world. While millions of people in the West stare at their ceiling every single night at exactly 3 a.m., Japanese people sleep straight through. No sleeping pills, no melatonin supplements, no expensive sleep trackers, no complicated bedtime routines, just a set of ancient evening habits so simple and so powerful that modern sleep science is only now beginning to understand why they work. Tonight, everything changes, because after this video, you will have the complete Japanese system for sleeping through 3 a.m. every single night for the rest of your life. Before we reveal the Japanese method, let us understand exactly why. Japan sleeps differently. A 2021 global sleep study measuring sleep quality across 60 different countries found that Japan consistently ranked among the highest for sleep continuity, the ability to sleep through the night without waking, not the longest sleep duration, the most uninterrupted sleep, the ability to fall asleep and stay asleep through the entire night, including through the critical 3 a.m. biological window. The researchers identified several consistent behavioral patterns in the Japanese population that separated them from the countries with the worst sleep. These patterns were not genetic. They were not cultural accidents. They were deliberate daily habits, practiced consistently by real people for hundreds of years. And every single one of them can be adopted by anyone, anywhere in the world, starting tonight. Let us go through each one. The first Japanese sleep habit begins not at bedtime, but at dinner time, and it is completely different from what most of the world does. Japanese evening meals follow 4 consistent principles that directly protect sleep quality through the entire night. Principle 1. Eat early. Japanese people eat their evening meal between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m., not 9 p.m., not 10 p.m., 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. consistently. This gives the digestive system 3 to full hours to process the meal before sleep begins. When digestion is complete before sleep, your body temperature drops smoothly. Your blood sugar stabilizes completely. Principle 2. Eat small. The average Japanese evening meal is approximately 30% smaller in caloric volume than the average Western evening meal. A large, heavy dinner forces your digestive system to work intensively through the night, raising your core body temperature, which disrupts the natural temperature. Drop your brain needs for deep sleep. Principle 3. Eat light carbohydrates. Japanese evening meals center on fish, miso soup, fermented vegetables, and small portions of rice. Not pasta, not bread, not heavy starches, not sugar, not processed carbohydrates. This combination produces a slow, stable blood sugar curve that holds through the entire night without crashing at 3 a.m. and triggering the emergency waking response. Principle 4. Eat mindfully. Japanese people eat slowly. No screens at the dinner table. No rushing, conversation, or complete silence. Slow, mindful eating activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest mode, hours before sleep begins. By bedtime, the nervous system is already prepared for rest, not still in the anxious activated state that keeps Western people awake at 3 a.m. The second Japanese sleep habit is perhaps the most powerful single intervention for 3 a.m. waking that sleep science has ever identified. The Japanese call it uro, the evening bath ritual. Every evening between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m., Japanese people take a warm bath, not a shower, a full immersion warm bath, typically between 40 and 42 degrees Celsius, for 15 to 20 minutes. And what this does to your biology is extraordinary. Here is the exact science. When you immerse yourself in warm water, your core body temperature rises by approximately 1 full degree. When you exit the bath, that elevated temperature begins dropping rapidly. And here is the critical part. Your brain uses core body temperature as its primary signal to initiate and maintain deep sleep. When your temperature is falling, your brain interprets this as the correct biological condition for deep restorative sleep. The faster and more dramatically your temperature falls, the faster and more deeply you fall asleep. And the deeper you fall asleep initially, the more likely you are to maintain that deep sleep through the vulnerable 3 a.m. biological window. A study published in the journal Sleep Medicine Reviews found that taking a warm bath 1 to 2 hours before sleep reduced the time to fall asleep by an average of 36% and significantly improved sleep quality through the entire night. 36% faster to fall asleep. Deeper sleep maintained longer. 3 a.m. disruption dramatically reduced from a warm bath every evening for 20 minutes. This is Ofuro. This is why Japan sleeps through 3 a.m. And this is something you can start tonight for exactly zero cost. The third Japanese sleep habit is one we have discussed before on this channel. But its application to sleep, and specifically to 3 a.m. waking, deserves its own explanation. Ma, the Japanese concept of meaningful empty space, intentional silence, deliberate stillness. Japanese people practice ma in the final hour before sleep. And the way they practice it is the complete opposite of how most people in the world spend their final waking hour. No social media, no news consumption, no stimulating television, no work emails, no bright overhead lighting, no loud music, no stressful conversations. Instead, dim, warm lighting only. Quiet or gentle natural sounds, simple calming activity, reading a physical book, light conversation, sitting in deliberate stillness. And the biology of this practice directly prevents 3 a.m. waking. Here is why. Your cortisol level at 3 a.m., the hormone most responsible for waking you at that precise time, is directly determined by what you exposed your nervous system to in the final hour before sleep. Blue light from screens elevates cortisol and suppresses melatonin. Stressful news content activates your threat detection system, keeping cortisol elevated for hours. The Japanese Ma practice drops cortisol naturally, allows melatonin to rise undisturbed, prepares your nervous system for the deep sleep it needs to carry you safely through 3 a.m. The last 60 minutes of your day determines the quality of your entire night. Japan has known this for centuries. The fourth Japanese sleep habit involves the sleep environment itself. And the traditional Japanese approach to bedroom design aligns almost perfectly with what modern sleep science now identifies as optimal for deep, uninterrupted sleep. Element 1. Complete darkness. Traditional Japanese bedrooms use heavy curtains or shutters that block all external light completely. Even small amounts of light entering your sleeping environment suppress melatonin production and prevent the deepest stages of sleep. Complete darkness is not a preference. It is a biological requirement for optimal sleep quality. Japanese homes are kept cooler at night than Western homes, typically between 16 and 19 degrees Celsius. Your brain requires a drop-in core body temperature to initiate and maintain deep sleep. A cool room accelerates this drop, a warm room prevents it. The single most effective change most people can make to their sleep environment is lowering the room temperature by just 2 to 3 degrees at night. Element 3. Minimal stimulation. Traditional Japanese bedroom philosophy reflects the broader principle of Ma. No television in the bedroom. No work materials in the bedroom. No clutter or visual complexity. The bedroom has one purpose: sleep and rest only. When your brain associates the bedroom exclusively with sleep, it begins initiating the sleep response the moment you enter the room. When your brain associates the bedroom with screens and work, it stays alert and activated even when you want to sleep. Element 4. Natural materials. Traditional Japanese bedding uses natural breathable materials: cotton, bamboo, linen. These materials regulate temperature naturally through the night, preventing the temperature spikes that commonly trigger 3 a.m. waking. Synthetic materials trap heat. Natural materials release it. The difference in sleep quality is measurable and significant. The fifth Japanese sleep habit addresses the most common cause of lying awake at 3 a.m. The racing mind, the unresolved thoughts, the unfinished mental loops, the worries that feel small at noon and enormous at 3 a.m. Japanese culture has a practice called Kakikomi, the act of writing down everything unresolved before sleep, not journaling in the Western sense of expressing emotions and processing feelings. Kakikomi is more practical than that. It is a complete mental download of everything your brain is still holding open and unfinished. Worries that need addressing, tasks that need completing, decisions that need making, conversations that need happening. Every open loop written down completely, with one sentence about the next concrete action that will address it. The psychology behind this is precise. Your brain cannot fully enter deep sleep while it is maintaining active processing of unresolved loops. It keeps a portion of its attention allocated to remembering and monitoring those open items through the night. This partial attention is what creates the light, fragmented sleep that wakes you at 3 a.m. with a racing mind. When you write everything down, your brain receives the signal that these items are stored externally and do not need to be actively held. The loops close enough for your brain to release full attention and enter deep, uninterrupted sleep. 5 minutes before sleep, everything unresolved written down. One next action beside each item. Then close the book and sleep. This single habit alone has resolved chronic 3 a.m. waking for thousands of people. Now let us put the complete Japanese sleep system together as a practical evening timeline. You can follow starting tonight, 6 p.m., the Japanese dinner. Eat your evening meal now. Small portions, light carbohydrates, fish or lean protein, vegetables, miso soup if available. Eat slowly, no screens at the table. 7 p.m. Gentle evening movement. A short 10 to 15 minute walk, not intense exercise. Just gentle movement to aid digestion and begin the cortisol reduction process for the evening. 8 p.m. Begin May practice. Dim all lights in your home now. Switch off overhead lighting. Use only warm, low lamps. Put your phone away completely. No screens from this point. Light reading. Gentle conversation. Complete stillness if possible. 8:30 p.m. The Ofuro bath. Run your warm bath now. 40 to 42 degrees Celsius. Full immersion for 15 to 20 minutes. No phone in the bathroom. Complete quiet or soft, natural sounds. 9 p.m. Kakikomi writing. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Write every unresolved thought, every open loop, every tomorrow concern. Close the book. 9:15 p.m. Sleep. You now have those conditions. Start tonight. Not all 6 steps at once. Remember Kaizen, 1%. Pick one step from the Japanese system. Just one. Practice it tonight. Then add one more next week. In 6 weeks, you will have the complete Japanese sleep system, and 3 a.m. will become just another hour. You sleep peacefully through every single night. Subscribe to Deep Think for more videos every Thursday, revealing the hidden science and ancient wisdom that changes how you think, sleep, and live. Which step of the Japanese system are you starting with tonight? Comment below right now. Deep Think personally reads and replies to every single comment.